As someone who is still pretty new to watching anime, I noticed that Cowboy Bebop was always proclaimed as generational, or the greatest anime of all time, or if you love your eyes, watch Cowboy Bebop, or it stopped my parents from getting a divorce. But I can't lie, I thought people were just overhyping it like crazy. Then I had a crazy thought. What if I just watched it? Damn! Cowboy Bebop might bring world peace. Also, just a heads up, I will be going into spoilers. This might be my first video on this channel, and I want to make it known now that this channel is basically just my diary. When I finish an anime and have something to say about it, I'll probably make a video, or if I'm bored. Anyways, back to it. How did the Cowboy Bebop finale destroy me? I mean, it's right there. Spike was always a pretty interesting character for me while watching the show. Everyone in the Bebop, well, I guess everyone except for like Ed and Nine, are running from their past, however learn to accept it. Faye regains her memories from the past and realizes she has nothing left. However, she decides to move on from her past, choosing to live and move forward, mainly with the found family of the Bebops. Which sounds amazing for Faye. She gets to live with her newfound family and accepting her past. But it's a little too late for her. Ed and Nine have already left and Spike. Jet also confronts his past and accepts it, first through his lover that left him and the man that maimed him. However, unlike Faye, he gets through his past very early on into the show, which, I think personally speaks to his wisdom and calmness. Spike is different though. He is our protagonist, so you think he would be the one to go through the biggest changes. However, unlike the other Bebops, he can't move on from his past, which ultimately leads to his and yet, I'm pretty sure Spike is dead. I know it's meant to be like left ambiguous, but come on. The star falling in the end, the lyrics of the credits song ending with I'm ascending. He's dead. When watching the final episode, I was praying Spike would just leave it all behind, but the moment Julia died, I knew it was over. I knew Spike would never be able to move on. When Faye was arguing with Spike in the last conversation, I was praying Faye would get through to him, to stay with his found family he's made. But I knew it was impossible. The events of Cowboy Bebop have just been a dream for Spike, living between life and death, a story that should have ended before he met Jet. When his past finally caught up to him, he woke up from his dream, and finally ended the story. It's tragic. Hell, the only thing that probably changed about Spike was that he probably likes dogs, girls with attitudes, and kids now. When the credits started playing, my first initial reaction was annoyance. My heart was still racing from seeing Spike pass out, hoping Jet and Faye would pick him up, but that just didn't happen. The moment I saw those credits, I knew my time watching the show was over. I knew there wasn't going to be some epilogue scene with Jet and Faye, or if it was made today, Jet asking Andy to join the Bebop crew. Trademarking this through, by the way, that Andy replaces Spike in the end. No one can steal that. If the dream Spike was referring to was his time on the Bebop, watching the credits is the audience also sort of waking up from the dream. I see a lot of people saying that the show should have been longer, or they could have made a bunch more episodic episodes. That's sort of the point. The events of the show are meant to be a small part of these characters' lives, with the events of the show going for, I was guessing max 1 to 2 years. I know most people these days just binge watch shows, completing in less than a day or so, but I extremely encourage that if you have a friend that wants to watch Cowboy Bebop, instead, do what I did. Watch 2 episodes a week at a designated time with that other person. While I was watching this show for the first time, I also watched it with my sister who had already seen it before. Doing it like this, you should be able to get through the show in roughly 13 weeks. But trust me, it's worth it. One of the main points of Cowboy Bebop being that these people came together for a short amount of time, changed each other's lives, and went their separate ways, is an experience you should go through while watching the show. After the credits played and everything, I was sad the show was over, but I was also pretty devastated that I'll no longer be able to watch the show weekly anymore. The Cowboy Bebop time was over, and my time watching, laughing, and theorizing with my sister about the show was over. I got a little emotional. Here's some funny clip from the Bebop team. I've pretty much gone through my thoughts on the ending. It was only 800 words, So I want to quickly mention some other stuff I went through while watching the show. I really like Spike and Jet's final conversation. I think one of the most important relationships of the show. Hell, they're the ones who started all this. Them laughing just at the absurdity of the whole situation. Both of them knowing this will be the last time they see each other. Just had me tearing up like crazy. This might also be an unpopular theory, but I do really like the idea that the Cowboy Bebop movie is Spike reliving a memory. Now hear me out. After Spike passes out in the finale, Jet and Faye come to pick him up where Spike eventually bleeds out and dies on the Bebop. Mainly because of that one scene in the movie where after Spike fights Vincent on the train, gets shot and falls into the ocean, there's this weird sequence where Spike dreams Jet saying, "He died. Actually, he was dead from the beginning. Just like you, Spike." From the position and Spike's POV, we can easily tell he's on the Bebop, mainly lying down on the couch and looking up. When Spike wakes up, he is bandaged and on the land, next to the lake he fell into. The next scene where Jet talks to him, Jet doesn't talk like Vincent is dead, he says he's disappeared. I personally believe that Jet is talking about Vicious when he says he died, and for a moment, Spike regained consciousness. But I do believe he eventually did die on the Bebop. Also, I did watch the Cowboy Bebop movie between episodes 22 and 23, and I do believe someone watching for the first time should as well. Around those episodes are when the Bebop teen are at their prime, I'm pretty sure. So having a whole 2 hours of that is amazing. Ed's departure was unexpected. Honestly, thought she was going to come back to the Bebop. When I heard there was a kid character in the show, I thought there were going to be some annoying character that would just be used for comedic relief. This is Cowboy Bebop. I shouldn't have underestimated. I was 100% tearing up at Ed and Ian's departure. Just the idea of them not coming back. Well, I mean, they didn't. That's about it for everything I really wanted to talk about. The music was great. The dub was fantastic.
Get down! No dogs on the table! That's cold!
And I'm really going to miss these guys. If you want to see more of these diary entries, I wouldn't mind to subscribe and like. Thank you for watching this far into the video. And see you, Space Cowboy.